for my listeners out there, man, I got the opportunity today, man, to sit down with some incredibly gifted creators. We got my cats from Bloodline, Chapter 1, Hood Lives in the building today, man. I got my man Chris, Kay, Bose, and Room behind me, baby. And we're going to start this off, man. We're going to let Sonny jump in, man. Sonny going to do her thing, man. But we're going to sit down with these cats, man, and we're going to talk a little bit about, man, what it took to make this project go forward.
Yes,
so
yes.
for all my people, turn it over to Sonny. Sonny, do what you think. Do your thing, baby. You heard?
Yes,
I'm going to step
yes,
on
yes.
out of here now.
Thank you. And that was a dope introduction. Shout out to San. Hey guys, how y'all?
How you doing?
Good. So I want to know, we just going to start with you, Mr. Writer and Director. Christaveon Gaines, guys, from the movie Bloodline. It was an incredible series.
Thank you.
The first chapter of it, when you invited me out and I looked at it. Incredible actors as well. For some of them being their first time, just super amazing. Let's take it back. Who is Christaveon Gaines? Let people know where it is that you're originally from and where everything started from.
I'm originally from, well, I always say I'm from Phoenix, Arizona. I've been out here longer than California. I was born in Palmdale and moved out here when I was 6. Mm-hmm. Coming out here, I went to Maryville High School. You know, I've always been some sort of creator, you know what I'm saying, with any aspects. Years ago, when I first moved out here, a couple of years after I've been out here, I started getting into fashion and creative wardrobe. A little bit after that, I picked up the camera just because it goes hand in hand with creative wardrobe. And it wasn't until last year that I got into film. I've always been a writer, so I guess that's kind of how I got my foot into it, because I've always written stories, written shorts, projects, things like that, but I never really had the urge to really put it out up until last year.
Wow, that's amazing. Do you have anybody else that's like in your family that like writes and different things like that, or you know, you take the trait on, the talent trait, or?
As far as when it comes to music, yeah, you know, I got Kay is my cousin, she writes a lot. And then I have a few of my siblings, they do really good music, so they write in that aspect. But as far as film, anything like that, then no, I'm the only one that does that.
Okay. So, like I said, this is amazing. Like, just even taking it, I don't even know where to start. Just even taking it to the film part, like, what was your mindset? Like, the structure of, like, just putting this film together? Because I'm going to say something to you right now, and this is basically a compliment, too. It kind of puts me in the mind frame of, like, a power. Ghost power, like, you know, kind of and it's like I said, it's super, super amazing. But, like, what was your mind frame behind, like, writing this?
I've got that a few times. My mindset of writing it, I didn't want it to be based on a true story, but I wanted it to be based on true events. Mm-hmm. So I just kind of took, you know, some things that I experienced or you even saw growing up and said, how can I put this into the film, you know what I'm saying? So a lot you will see in chapter 1 is either some things that I've been through, experienced, or saw growing up. And then as the chapters prolong and go on, you'll see more of that, just more of what happened in my life. But it may not even be just my life. It may be, you know, something that happened to someone close to me, or just like true events that I'm taking.
Seem like real life experiences, because I definitely can relate to some of those things. Sam, did you want to say something real quick before I switch to the next? All right. So I want to switch to Kay. How you doing?
I'm good. How are you doing today?
Go ahead and let everybody know where it is that you're from and how you became involved in the series Bloodline, Chapter 1.
Well, I'm Kay. I'm from Phoenix, Arizona, born and raised, never lived anywhere else. How I got involved, well, Chris, he texted me one day. He was like, do you want to be Charisma? He's like, I'm writing a show. Do you want to be Charisma? And I'm like, yeah, like, I'll do it. And then I was like, well, who is Charisma? And then he was like, well, she's going to be a sibling and she's going to sing. Mm-hmm. And then, honestly, I feel like he took me and he made Charisma because, like...
Can you sing?
No, absolutely.
Yeah.
She can sing.
I can sing, but I'm still shy about it. So I feel like this would be like a good opener for me to get more comfortable.
Okay. Have you been acting for a long time? Have you like studied it and different things like that? Have you done some acting before? Or?
Acting? No, this is actually like my first acting thing that I ever done. I'm more on the music side.
Okay.
I just wanted to support him.
How does it feel to be in front of the big screen and just seeing yourself on the screen, and what does it mean to you to be a part of this film?
To be a part of this film, I just want to say thank you. This is amazing. You know, I got to meet new people, form a new family. As far as like seeing myself on the screen, I'm like, oh my goodness, like it's you know, so surreal just to see yourself on the big screen and just to know like where you're going.
How was it working behind the scenes, like with the other actors? Was it kind of like hard for you, or was it hard for you to get your parts, or how long did you kind of have to study your parts and, you know, to actually really get it?
I think actually getting the lines was the easy part. It was just like rehearsing in front of other people. Because like I said, I'm timid. I'm very timid. But after a while, just the more we got together, the more it was easier to form the chemistry.
Okay. We're going to go to Ro. How you doing?
I'm doing all right. How you doing?
Go ahead and let everyone know where it is that you're actually originally from and what role that you play in the actual series Bloodline, Chapter 1.
My name is Jerome Wilson. I'm from San Jose, California. Mm-hmm. And you said, what role did I play? I played the character Black, Tyrion North.
And played it well, too. I was mad. And then because I was like, what is he doing? How long have you been acting?
I knew I wanted to become an actor about 6-7 years ago.
Okay.
So I started pursuing it then. First I was in college, took a class in there. Before I wanted to pursue football, I thought I was going to be in the NFL at one point.
Okay.
And then, I took this acting class. And once I figured out football really wasn't my thing, it wasn't my love, this acting class told us to do an assignment. I performed in front of the whole class. Mm-hmm. And then my teacher just pulled me to the side at the end of the class just to let me know that it was very natural for me to just capture people's attention on stage. Okay. So that kind of just opened my eyes to like, oh dang, I can really do this and pursue this.
Is this your first big role?
Yes.
Yes. Okay. And then speaking of, I know you said you took a couple of acting classes. How important is that, do you think, for people and like for students and people that's actually going into the acting world and want to do film? How important is that, do you think, that people should be able to take like acting and different things, acting classes? Do you think it's important? Do you think they need it, or you think they don't need it, or what do you think?
I think it's important just to be over there, just to be in that environment around other actors, and just working with each other and sharpening each other's craft, and just to be in that environment and to see if you even want to be an actor, because being an actor isn't easy. It's not always fun and games, but there's a struggle. And just to even be noticed as an actor is just it takes a lot of work. So I would say.
Is it a lot of pressure?
Yeah, definitely a lot of pressure. So it's definitely something I would recommend.
It's Chris behind scenes. He was on y'all,
I was piggyback on that. It's actually a lot of pressure when you're like, I look at it as Rome. He was basically my opponent. You know what I'm saying? A lot of people don't look at it that way, but I do, because if he's doing a great job, then I want to make. If he's at a 9 or a 10, I want to make sure I'm meeting that.
Right.
I'm going to look like a weakling. So I never acted before. And
really?
I was really
it did seem like it. Like you were like super like locked in. Like you look serious. I'm like, oh man.
It took me a while to get there. In Rome, I would say you probably worked, I could tell you worked a lot to get into where he was at, but it was pretty quickly, you know what I'm saying? Me, it took me a while. I was terrible at first, and, going up against him, because that's what it felt like when we were in sync, but really in sync, but it was hard for me because he channeled his character quicker than me, So that kind of prompted me that I had to,
And it's good that y'all were able to cultivate that together as a team to be able to come together and it all fits and it all works. So that was super, super good. All right, we're going to go to the next one. What's up, Chris? How you doing, Mr. St. Louis? St. Louis representing in the building.
How you doing?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm all right. I'm happy to be here. Blessed to be here.
All right. Well, I already told people where you're from, so just go ahead and
I gotta tell them again because it's so hard to get out there. I gotta tell them again.
Absolutely.
I'm Christopher the Bose, aka Bose. I'm from St. Louis, Missouri, and I recently moved to Phoenix and hooked up with my boy Chris.
How long you been in Phoenix?
About 4 years.
Okay, and how did the relationship start with you and Chris? How did y'all meet?
It's such a crazy story. I was working on another project because I acted in high school, but I got away from it. As you know, in St. Louis, I accepted a basketball scholarship to study finance.
Okay.
But acting was always in the back of my head, kind of like similar to drum. It was always something I should have did because I had the lead role in high school in a school play called Raising in the Sun.
Okay.
I had Walter Lee Younger.
Okay.
Got a lot of run-ups with St. Louis Posters bats, and I should have went that way, but I didn't. And I ended up, kind of being in the streets, making certain decisions. And ended up moving out of St. Louis. I moved here. I was working on a project last year, and I just hit Chris up. I seen Bloodline. They had like 20 followers, 30 followers. And I hit Chris up like, hey, this is going to be really, really big. It's going to do good for the city. It's going to change everything. It's not really a show like it on the whole West Coast. A lot of people talk about the state, but you can't name a show that's independent with this, form of people and crew. So I really just appreciate it, to be honest.
That's super, super dope. It's super, super amazing. And it is super, super amazing that you actually left St. Louis to pursue your dreams as well. You know what I'm saying? I'm from St. Louis as well, too. So I left. I've been in Phoenix for about, Arizona for about 4 years now, too, so as well. So as soon as I got out here, everything,
I didn't expect it to
skyrocketed.
go that way. I came out here to save people's lives and take care of my sister.
And that's what it's about. That's what it's
I didn't expect
about.
any of this, so that's why I just
And
been
see,
so
here the
happy.
blessings come, and they keep coming.
Yeah, so this guy, he's such a visionary and such a hard worker. What you see on camera is kind of how he is, bro. It's very, when you're acting with him, it's very professional. Like, it feels like you're already at the next level. So he expects you to know your job and know what to do, but at the same time, have fun and be free to deliver the character.
Oh, that's so dope. That's so dope. When you were looking for your particular actors and different things and whatnot, Chris, did you know like who you wanted right then and there, or were you just really actually looking for new talent and just wanted to give the new talent a chance?
Well, it's funny because I thought I knew who I wanted, but a lot has changed. My cast there was a few people that were like here now, that's not here now, that were in the beginning. So I went through a few castings. I thought a few people were going to be here, and then I ended up having to switch out. But to answer the question at hand, I guess at the time I thought I knew what I wanted, but you don't really know until you really get that person or get that individual and you see how they work, or because a lot changed along the way. So there's been a lot of changes where I may have wanted to cast someone and then someone else came along and I thought it was the best idea. I know I always tell the story Rome.
Come on, tell it,
for
spill
his
it.
character. I want to be real specific about that character. You had to be dark skinned. You couldn't be lighter than my skin.
Why dark skin?
had to be dark. I was stereotyping. I was stereotyping like a mug. You have to you have to be dark skinned and you have to have a full big beard, and I wasn't gonna take anything less.
So then when he did the part, it didn't work. Then what
he
happened?
actually hit me up, and Kay is the one that vouched for him. Kay was like, he fits the part, and a few other people say he fits the part, but I just didn't see it. I was like, this mug got a baby face. He got a baby face.
No. no.
I was like, no, I'm not doing that. But they convinced me to bring him on, and it was
You did your thing.
Yeah,
bro. You did your thing.
it was one of the best decisions for me to do.
Look, don't be
you know,
hating on no like we in, okay? No, I'm just playing.
it was one of the best decisions. So I guess that's in that instance, I would say I thought I knew what I wanted, but I didn't. But it all worked
How
out.
long did the production like take? How long did it take?
When you say that, you feel me? Look,
So
everybody
before
has
filming or with filming
Yeah,
also?
everything. How long did it take?
Full circle moment, a year.
Really?
Yeah.
To just put everything into
Yeah.
place and okay. So like what's next? Are you guys trying to like put it out more places and different things of that sort, or are you working on like the part 2 of it? And
Yeah, so right now we're doing the final tweaks. Right now we're doing the final
Go ahead.
Right now we're doing the final tweaks. I should be submitting it before the 20th of this month to Tubi and Amazon Prime. While I'm doing that, I'm also in the middle of writing chapter 2.
Okay.
So yeah.
So I got a question.
Yep.
What was some of the technical problems that you had while filming that you didn't anticipate and you had to improvise on the fly? I know there's some funny episodes. I know there's some
On improvise on the spot.
on the spot. Yeah.
What are some things?
For sure, the warehouse, bro.
For sure,
the
the
warehouse. That scene was halfway. I don't want to give away too much, but the scene, the warehouse scene was improvised halfway because Chris gives you the freedom to
that's right.
improvise.
Yeah.
But the cameras kept overheating. It was July.
It
So when
was
you see me
summer.
and him and A and everybody
We're in
sweating, that's
a
real
warehouse,
sweat.
like an actual warehouse, not a studio, not a film studio, and it was so hot. It was like a furnace up in there, John. And then, like he said, the cameras are overheating, so we had to stop. We had a fan in there that felt so good, but we couldn't have the fan on because you hear all that when we're filming. And then, as far as improvisation, we had 2 main characters in that scene. That was Rome and Victor, and that was the interrogation scene.
Yeah.
And you can't tell by watching it, but that whole thing was improvised. The whole scene was improvised because Victor had came and he was so shooketh by being tied up. He was actually scared. He was actually scared, so he forgot he forgot everything. So the whole duration was improvisation.
So y'all made it work.
Yeah, it was so fun.
Oh,
Wow.
wow.
That whole scene. So that was a fun scene for everybody, but it was hot.
Any other times? I'm sure there's a lot of times, but that was a...
So Kay, you seem to be the voice of good reason. What was the part that you played in order to kind of make things move forward? I mean, yeah, you did your part. He wrote your part for you and all that, but did you contribute any other ways that to where it absolutely couldn't have went off without your contribution?
I don't know, because I just helped out a little bit, like overseeing his writing, making sure it fits. Like dialogue with the females, he writes like a guy. Like he'd be like, he said, "Are we allowed to cuss on here?"
Yes.
Yeah. Like literally every line that we had between females, he was like, "Bitch, bitch, 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 bitch." I'm like, we don't say bitch that much. So on that part, like I did help him with the female dialogue.
Okay.
Yeah, she would go over a lot of my writings, and also you gave me a lot of pep talks.
Yeah,
So
he wanted to give
is it
up.
safe to say we're gonna probably hear some singing in the next scene?
Yeah, definitely.
Get some singing from
Definitely gonna hear some singing from Charisma.
Okay. That's cool. Have you guys have you thought of it? Because I know just even with you bringing it out and you're trying to put it out in different things like that, I can also see a stage play out of it. Have you ever thought about creating a stage, a live stage play for it?
I have thought about it. You're not the first person that brought that to my attention. So I have thought about a stage play on it. I'm not really sure at what point I would do that, but I have thought. It is in my thoughts.
Yeah, because I see that whole a whole little tour thing and you doing a stage play. It'd be pretty dope.
Yeah, I actually want to get into a theater and all that.
Wrong.
Good.
Bose.
What's up, sir? Yes, sir. Bose, wrong.
Yeah. So, was this both of you guys' first major production being in.
Yes, sir. It sure was.
So I want y'all to talk about, Bose, you can go first, then Rome, what you learned, not only about the film, but about yourself and your acting ability as you was doing this first production.
Oh, man, that's a good question. I think we all learned a lot about teamwork and about how much you got to depend on others. And I think we also learned about just being more professional. Like I said, you know, Hollywood coming here now, and it's a lot more permits open for Arizona for people to shoot films and do films. With us kind of being ahead of the curve for the rest of the other young black people, we want to be leaders. And we learned a lot about being professionals, being timely, being better every time, and just feeding off the guy in the room. So like with Rome, like my rib was out of place our scene. But just his energy just had me so up, and Chris let me improv it with just, you know, so it's always fun to feed off family and work hard. So I think we learned a lot about that.
That's dope. That's dope.
Nice.
What about you, bro?
Pretty much what he said. You know, the fact that you're just working with each other and just bringing each other up when we are down, because there are times when we're coming into the day where, you know, like the warehouse scene, you know, it's super hot. We didn't eat yet. You know, it's easy to just have your energy low and just like, oh man, I don't want to be here right now. But it was just the fact that we're there with each other, and then we created something beautiful that day.
Yeah.
And that was just, you know, that opened my eyes to like, you know, just be more helpful. You know what I'm saying? Instead of just, you know, it's easy to be negative and just start like making up excuses and just bringing everyone else's energy down. So it's just about just coming in with the right mindset. And just, you know, leaning on each other whenever we need it.
Okay.
How's that?
So since we got the film credit back in Arizona, which is super, super dope,
Yeah,
was it hard for you guys to get clearance for anything to film and different things like that? Did you run into any problems or anything like that?
Yeah, so there were a few. I know specifically the one off the top of my head, the grave, well, it's not a gravesite scene, the vigil scene, that was the opener, right, when they were doing the vigil for Isaiah, who lost his life. That was originally supposed to be at a gravesite, but a few days before, someone had reached out to me and said I couldn't do it there, I'll be fine, this, that, and the third. So I had to call, I forget what it's called, Arizona's Actors Committee, Filming Committee, something like that, just to try to get clearance, but they didn't give me clearance. So that's one thing I ran into. So we had to be real specific on where we would shoot, where we were shooting and things like that. And then I know we used a few prop guns. So one scene that we did, that was with Rico, the ending scene where he's in a car and the gunman comes up and points a gun at his head. The police actually rode by that day and they stopped because they saw the prop guns and ski masks, and then it's bad enough because we're already African American. But they stopped us. But they actually we gave them a rundown what we were doing, and they're pretty cool about it. They kind of gave us a pass. So it's just simple things like that we ran into, but we improvised and made it work out. Yeah.
Yeah, and it did. You guys, like I said, you guys did a good job with everything that you were doing. Also, I had a question in my head for you again, Christaveon, but
Chris, was this one of your first?
Thank
Was this
you.
one of your first
Come back to me.
fully written productions that you've had an opportunity to do, or do you have some others lined up that you get ready to fire off at the public movement?
Right. Something similar. That's what I was trying to see. Something similar.
Definitely. Well, this is my first production that I started up, you know what I'm saying? And it's ongoing because I'm going to keep continuously pushing out chapters, so that's what I'm expecting. You'll expect chapter 2 in this coming year, but I do also have some other projects in the vault that I hope to get done simultaneously as well.
So let me ask you, is all of the chapters done? Are they completed or are you still creating?
Right,
Okay.
so you're going to be doing chapters until what? Chapter 5, 6, 7?
The goal, when I first started this up, it was only going to be 5 chapters, but with the love that we've been getting, I'm probably going to have to extend that. I'm probably going to have to extend that. So I'm currently writing chapter 2. I'm gonna push that out this coming year. Then I'm gonna take like a hiatus just to get done so many chapters, so I won't have to keep pushing out and going to work mode and writing, pushing out. I want to have a lot lined up, so that way, you know what I'm saying?
Like an assembly line.
Yeah.
Like
That way they're already finished, and then at that point, the only thing I'm doing is deciding when I'm pushing them out and promote them.
Okay. Are you inspired? Okay, are you inspired by different other projects that you see that may be close to the character that you played in Bloodline? Would you think about wanting to possibly be part of those productions? I mean, sure, you're going to still be working with Chris, still doing your thing, but is that an added storyline?
Added storyline.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, I wouldn't.
Yeah, talk to him.
I wouldn't mind. Like I said, this is like my first big acting gig and actually getting into acting.
Mm-hmm.
So it is very exciting just to be able to contribute to something, knowing that it would be
Right.
something amazing in the future.
Absolutely.
So
Yeah,
very
no,
inspiring.
yeah, no, and I was just curious because I wanted to do the same 2 questions
Right, to
for
Ro and Chris.
right, to Rose and
Take it
Ro.
away.
Can you? What was the question again?
So the role that you played, are you inspired to do or add to the storyline? You know what I mean? Because there's some things that you can watch or you see, and you say to yourself, "Oh, I just got inspired by that," and then now that spurs a thought in your head. So now you bring that.
Right, like does it
Right, now you
allow
bring
you to
that to-
ad lib or
Right, now you bring that to
bring it
Chris
to
and be
life.
like, how about us adding this to the storyline?
The first thing that comes to mind is The Wire.
Okay, okay.
I watched it.
Love
I
The
watched
Wire.
it leading up to we're preparing for this this project right here, and everyone kept reminding me of the character Omar.
Mm-hmm.
So like they're just talking about him, and I was like, just from watching him, Michael K. Williams he has a book. Yeah. I read his book and everything. I really just digested his character and him as a person.
The beast.
Yeah, it really is. So R.I.P. to him. And watching The Wire, that really inspired me. Snowfall inspired me.
Yeah.
Shout out Isaiah John that played. I forgot what his name
Leon.
was. Yeah, Leon.
Choices.
I follow him, and those are some people I admire from afar, and I like to bring their energy to this project and just keep building on top of that.
That's what I'm talking about.
Okay,
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah, same thing. It's funny that Rome says that. Everybody on Bloodline want to real quick go back to what you said about what we learned.
Right.
First thing about acting is you may act, your scene may be 5-10 minutes, but you stood around for 14 hours or 12 hours. So don't think, no, seriously, don't think that it's going to be short days or that you can come in and, because the camera sees everything.
Right.
So you may be sitting around for 4 hours and they say, all right, let's go. We need that same energy.
Right.
You're sitting down 4 hours. And the second thing is taking care of your body and what you eat and working out. Everybody on our cast works out and works hard every day.
Good.
Like every day.
That's
so you
important
have to stay
too.
ready because it's constant work.
It's mental.
Yeah, because you have to constantly, I know, like, you have to constantly do takes and takes and takes, like what you were saying and
so
stuff
you
when they
wanna
put
be-
you on the...
So to go back to his question, obviously I was watching The Wire even before I met Rome. I was studying The Wire, Snowfall, and then I've been looking at a lot of Monster, the character Monster from Boys in the Hood, the dude
Okay.
with Scully, who jumped out at the end with the AK. Yeah, so there's certain people I watch because Mitch is a family friend who's a writer who would do anything for the family. So I kind of watch some of those characters, like you said, Leon from Snowfall, just to see if we can bring some of that energy and some of that authenticity to the character, a little bit of inspiration, yeah.
Okay, let's take it to a few of the other characters that I've seen in the film that did an amazing job. The cop lady.
Oh, it was amazing.
She did. Oh man, she looked like a real
Man,
cop.
it's
Like
so
she was in there, like
What
she
you
was
mean
just
by that?
like.
What you
I'm
mean?
just saying, like she just like a real cop.
I always say,
Like one of
say-
them real cops, like just like
Yeah.
she was on it, like
She was
she can
intimidating.
like she's there
She
in
was-
the like on the actual
Absolutely.
screen, like she
we were
that
saying
was
she
dope.
out of the whole cast, she probably had less lines than you. Mitch. She had a few lines, two
so
very
it's a
very
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 good
small scenes, but they were very impactful scenes with how she channeled her character and how she delivered it. It was really her scenes were intense.
And how did you find her? And
Monique hit me up on Facebook. I think she found me posting the project in Arizona acting group that I'm casting or looking for actors. And that actually goes back to your question earlier. I was looking for a male detective.
Yeah, you trying to keep on, man.
I'm glad she
want to keep Kate. We want to keep Kate real close to you, son. You know what I mean?
I sent her Monique. I was like, she's hitting me up. She wants to be on the show. She was like, she got the face. She has the face for it.
Yeah.
So I casted Monique, and I'm glad she hit me up because that adds in more diversity to the series, and I mean, she's a woman that adds more woman.
Well, look at that. You're going to have to keep Kate close because she knows who and what, and she been dominating and killing it. Yes. And so they, just brought it to life. And then also, the grandmother or the mother.
That's actually
great too.
That's actually my actual mom.
That's your mom?
Yeah.
Wow. Oh, wow. She did a great job. Oh, man. How was she excited to do the part?
Yeah, she was excited. She kind of, that script was really long. She was kind of nervous because her memory isn't too good, but she actually had got it down packed, and she was more excited that she actually was able to come through and get it done.
That was dope. Look at you keeping it in the family. Yeah. I know.
You know, I shouldn't be talking on screen, but I am. You know what I'm saying? I personally think Bloodline was a dope title. You know what I mean? Only because of, well, it's a personal thing with me. Because of my name, Sangria. You know what I mean? And one of the things I used to always say is, you know, I'm Sangria running through everybody's bloodline. You know what I'm saying? Only because, you know.
Yeah.
Another story for another day. But I just want to say you guys, man, did a phenomenal job, man. And I want you to talk a little bit about the business part of it for a black man in Arizona to be able to pull this off.
Yes.
That's what I want you to talk about.
I would say you really just got to work twice as hard. You know what I'm saying? When I was younger, I honestly forget who told me, but they said, the quote was, you have to work twice as hard to get half of what they get. And we all in this room know who they is. So I've always had that in my head, especially when it came to film. I honestly thought it was going to be flowers and candy when I finished my script. I thought it was going to be so easy, but it's been the most, I don't want to use the word difficult, but it's been the most difficult project and journey I've ever been on, but it also, in the same sense, has been the most rewarding. And I wouldn't stop here because it's been the most rewarding. But I would say what I learned, like I said, you have to work hard. You have to put yourself in rooms, and you have to really talk and network with people because, you know, being a young black man per se, it's not going to be easy at all. It's not going to be easy at all. There's a lot of great projects out here, great companies, but a lot of them are scared to back us. So that's another difficult thing that I ran into. But I just formed the mindset of, if someone comes along the way and back me, that'll be a blessing. But I'm not going to sit and wait for someone to back me. You know, when I got a team of other young individual creatives, I have, you know, a lot of connections. You guys, I have just a whole bunch of connections that's already backing me.
And I want to touch base on that. Even even going to the film and going to watch it at the movie theater, there was so many. It's black excellence.
Yeah.
And what do you say to like certain people that always say that there's no culture here when it is? And it's like you have to get out and network, and you have to get out, like you said, and connect with people. We are here. We're just spread out, but we are here.
And that's what I try to get through everyone's head, because it's us. A lot of African Americans, we be the ones that say it's no culture. And when people say that, I'll be like, "Are you crazy? There's some culture out here."
Yeah.
Like, you just have to put yourself out there. I understand it's a little bit harder. You know, it's a little bit harder to find, other people like you, like minds, other people that's on the same mission as you. But if you actually work towards it and put yourself in rooms and put yourself out there, it'll come. You'll find the people. There's a lot of people.
Absolutely. If you stay in the house, you're not going to find anything.
Yeah, you can't stay in the house and post to Facebook all day. That there's no culture. You gotta get out there. And that's exactly what I would say to them. Just, get out there, put yourself in rooms.
Go ahead, Chris.
Both.
Chris.
It's very, also what I noticed about him that's very different. If you guys notice, could move in Phoenix. The black culture, we are deep here. It's a lot of black people, but because we're from different places, you see a lot of divisiveness. So you hear Chicago, St. Louis, Memphis, we come over here, we say, oh, they soft, they hood, not like this or that.
Right.
And the Phoenix people telling us, like, well, if you so hard, why you ain't stay where you was and do the fuck what you was doing?
Name brain.
You see what I'm saying? But what he did is, you heard California, St. Louis.
Yeah.
Right.
What he did is
Chicago.
we squashed all that.
Yeah.
And we just made it a big black power.
Because that's what it's all about.
Yes.
It's about all of us coming together. It's just like when me and Sam, we did an event, what was last week, had like 3,500 people from Arizona.
That's fine.
Black culture, fashion show, and everybody came out. So
That's what
we are all here.
We're all here. So
You know what I'm saying? And everybody, and we want everybody to eat. It's all about just coming together as one, as a team. Everybody's here to win.
Can't do it alone.
And he was the first young guy I seen do it. Like, as a young person, it definitely was like, that shocked me the way he did it. And
Thank you.
It happened so fast.
Yeah.
So I just want to give him his flowers.
Thank you.
No doubt. Mr. Swag Chris over there, you know what I'm saying? I'm sure that he in there like that, man. You know what I mean? Hey, man, it was beautiful that y'all came out, man. You know what I mean? And we had an opportunity to sit down and chop it up with y'all, man. But before we go, man, I need each one of y'all to state your name and how they can get in touch with you, man, and all your social media stuff and your social footprint and all that. And at the end of it, make sure that they go look at Bloodline and let them know where's it at. Ron, let's start with you, man.
My name is Jerome Wilson. You can reach me on Instagram, prod.byrome. On X, used to be Twitter, Rome Productions. And I even post a little bit of my monologues on YouTube, Rome Productions as well.
I'm going to have to check you out. Right?
Yeah. On you, Bose.
I'm Chris DeBose, but you can find me as Bose, BOSE_ Marino, MARINO on Instagram. And I play Mitch on Bloodline. You can also follow us on Bloodline the series on Instagram for short, one word.
Yeah, no doubt. Kay, you know what's on you. I know you.
Kay Tanner. You can follow me on Instagram, West_K Capri, which is KAYCAPRI. And follow our page, Bloodline series.
Mr. Writer,
The man of the hour.
director, producer, actor, all of it. All in one.
Even did a little bit of security.
Christaveon Games. You guys can find me on Instagram, c.mar, that's CDOTMAR. And of course, follow our Bloodline page, that's Bloodline the series, one word. Thank you guys for tuning in.
And then I want to ask you guys something real quick. Well, actually something. Yeah. What is next for Bloodline? Like, what's like actual next? What's next?
Next, 2024. We will be jumpstarting production either the end of January or early February for Chapter 2. I guess I'll give you guys the title. The title is All Monsters Are Human. It'll really depict, you'll really see how each character that's viewed as monstrous could also be human. And then the characters that's viewed as human, they could, if they're pushed, so hard, they also could be viewed as monstrous as well. So that's kind of what we're touching on.
Are you looking for any more actors, an extra?
Yes, we will. We will be.
So let me just say this, man. Once again, man, this is Media Made Magazine, Media Made Music, Media Made TV. I got my host, Sonny the Sun Goddess. You know what I'm saying? And of course, it's me, Sangria. I'm off camera. But I just want to say I'm Sangria running with these cats on Bloodline. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Chapter 1. You know what I mean?
Hey.
Yo, that's what it is, baby. Hood lies, baby. I almost forgot that. Hood cry. man, y'all make sure y'all tap in with us, man. If anything y'all need, man, make sure y'all shake us up, baby. Media Made Magazine.
Media Made TV.
Media Made Radio.
Music.
Media Made everything.
But make sure y'all follow us on Instagram, Media Made Magazine. Follow Media Made Magazine, Instagram, Twitter, YouTube. Y'all can follow me, S Mills Media, Instagram, YouTube, all of that good stuff. Y'all know where we at.
No doubt, baby. Peace.
Yeah, I'm actually casting sometime in January.